What's going on YouTube? So I got asked what was my overall thoughts and takes about Howard Cosell. Where did I come down with him? He was controversial. Um you know, he spoke in his era, and the thing about it is some people will say, well, that was a reflection of the times. I don't believe in that mess. I believe you should be held accountable. He said things that he felt like he could get away with. Um he was polarizing. I think that people or looked at people to talk in a certain way. It wouldn't fly today per se, because most times now people get shut down if they say anything that might be misconstrued a certain way. But he came from an era where that was allowed, and it's kind of funny because what he called, remember when he called Elvin Garrett the Washington receiver, he said a monkey, and then remember when Jimmy the Greek got in trouble. And I'm gonna do a Jimmy the Greek one soon, but he caught a lot of flack for it, but it messed up Garrett's career. Uh, it didn't do anything with Cosell, but some people were definitely upset with Howard Cosell. But again, that era and that time, they allowed certain things to be said. And sometimes, you just have to correct people because of how offensive they are. But again, it's different eras in terms of what you tolerate and what is put forth. So, he was a very polarizing figure. Monday Night Football was really interesting. I remember reading a book about his stance there, and he was very opinionated about who he liked and who he didn't, you know. And he was a straight shooter about as a journalist. Now, that's one thing I will give him in regards to that. People who did not grow up appreciating journalism 101. There is a big difference between being a professional journalist and then a creative content, because vlogging, blogging, etc., you can do this for fun. When those guys were doing it back then, they had typewriters, they had to do it by hand, they had to have a beat reporter, and they had to get the stories, and they also had to word it in the way that they worded it. Whereas nowadays, some people use AI, some people manipulate things. It's a different hit. But he was, there was a wide range with him, and limited, wide, polarizing, sharp. Um, some ways he was almost like the Archie Bunker of football announcers. hmm In some ways, he was um, an interesting door, an interest, almost like a male version of Barbara Walters. So he was a very complex cat, but it's one of those situations where you're putting things in perspective about how you look at them, and some things that you're cool with, some things you're indifferent with. So um, it's an interesting range there of how we look at him, how we talk about him. Some people looking at it in 2025 rear views will look at it and say that dude was this and that, whereas some people who looked at it from 1975 might not have a problem with him. Um, he was entertaining and engaging, and he was there was a lot of different ranges with him. Him and Ali had an incredible dynamic. Incredible. Imagine you could have got Muhammad Ali, Richard Pryor, and Cassell. That would have been something. But anyway, that's my overview about Howard Cosell, a football announcer, and thoughts and takes. Some things I agree with, some things I didn't. He was polarizing, and that's the way he was. And it all depends on how you look at it in hindsight and totality. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like it. The membership, stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.